Hey guys, welcome to the 185th C# tutorial that I'm making for the new Boston. And in this tutorial, basically what we're going to be doing is building a real quick, simple application that's just going to be using the captchas that we generated using the program that we created in the past few tutorials. So basically a user is just going to open up a Captcha image, and then the image will be displayed inside of this picture box right here. Then the user will have to enter the text that's in the Captcha image. Then when they click the submit button, it's just going to check to see if the text that they entered is the actual text inside of the image. Alright, so we're just going to want to double click on this open button right here, and then the user is going to have to open a Captcha image. So we're just going to have an open file dialog show, and we're just going to make sure that the user actually does open a file in the open file dialog, or show dialog. And alright, and if they actually do open a Captcha image, we're just going to have picture box 1's image be the image that the user opens in the open file dialog. So the image location of the picture box will be the path to the image that the user opens. So just OFD dot file name right there. Alright, so then the image that the user opens should be displayed in this picture box. Then when the user clicks on the submit button, we're just going to want to make sure that the text that they enter is the actual text inside of the image. But before we do that, we have to have something to compare it to. And remember, when we generated the captchas, we make the name of the actual image the MD5 of the text that's in the image. So we're going to want to retrieve the name of that image. So we're just going to have to be using the system.io namespace so that we have access to the path class. So we're going to say right here, string MD5 hashed name equals nothing, and then we're going to say MD5 hash name equals basically just the name of the file without the extension. So we're just going to use that method right here, and the path to the file will be the file that the user opens in the open file dialog. So this text right here should basically just get the MD5 of the text inside of the image. Alright, and then we're just going to want to compare that to the MD5 of the text that the user enters. So we're going to say MD5 crypto service provider right here, MD5 equals a new MD5 crypto service provider, and then we're just going to want to compare this string to the MD5 of the string that the user enters in this text box. So we're going to say string, I'll call it blah, equals MD5 dot compute hash, and remember we're going to have to convert this text inside of this text box into a byte array, and I'm just going to go ahead and copy that text up here, or this code right up here, so I don't have to redo it because I'm lazy. But anyways, so we're just going to do this code right here, and we're not going to do random string dot to character array. We want text box 1's, actually text box 2's text, I think, which would be this text box, yeah, text box 2. And alright, so this code, like I said, will just convert that string into a byte array. So we're just going to want to create a byte array called buffer, set it equal to a new byte array, and the length of this byte array will be the same length as text box 2's text. Alright, so now this will basically just turn the text inside of this text box into a byte array, and then we're just going to want to get the hash of that. So get the hash of that byte array that we created, which is called buffer, and then we just need to convert this MD5 into a string, since the MD5.compute hash method returns a byte array. So we're going to have to say bit converter dot to string, and then we're just going to want to replace all of the dashes with nothing. So dot replace all of the dashes with nothing. Okay, so now we're just going to want to say if blah doesn't equal MD5 hashed name, then we know that the captcha is wrong. So we're just going to get a message box saying, oops. So we're just going to get a message box saying that you got it wrong. So it's going to say you got it wrong. Else we're just going to have a message box show saying you got it right. messagebox.show you got it right. Alright, so now let's just go ahead and test this out here. Just going to want to generate some Captcha images that we have to use. So I'll generate 3, that's probably enough. Put them in my output folder. Oops, output. Start, should have generated them. Now let's just open a Captcha image, which should be inside of this output folder right here. We have some nice Captchas. Open one. Alright, so it should be DX4FR6. Submit. You got it right. If we were to enter any other text, submit, you got it wrong. And there you go. And it has to be in the right case too. So if we did capital DX4FR6, it'd be wrong. Yep, you got it wrong because it has to be in the correct case. Alright, so these set of tutorials that I made for teaching you basically how to create Captchas was just to teach you generally how Captchas work and stuff like that. And also, these are not the best Captchas. Like, if you wanted to go more advanced, you could change the color of each letter in the text or generate strings of different lengths and stuff like that. But I just decided that that would take too much time, and really my goal of these tutorials was just to teach you just the gist of how Captchas work. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial, so see you guys.